So others can have access to the record. Okay, now I'm very sorry for the delay. Due to some unforeseen issue, so we had to start this late. Okay, let me share my screen now. Let us open our Power BI. Yeah, let us open that. Okay, and let me share the data we'll be using today. Okay. Okay, that has been posted. Can you see? You can have access to the data we'll be using today at in the chat box, the Zoom chat box. Okay. Now, like I said, I introduced the interface. We did Power BI interface yesterday, reiterating that we have the ribbon. This is the ribbon. We have the tabs here, and in each tab we have groups, and in the groups we have commands. So we also have the views. We have four views. Initially, it was three views, and I think the latest updates added this other view, which is the dark query view. So the first view here is the report view. This is where we create the report. This is where we create the dashboard. So we have here the canvas, and here we have three panes. We have the data pane, we have the visualization pane, and the filters pane. The data pane is where we have access to the data. That is the data we are trying to visualize or we're trying to work with. The visualization pane is where we choose the visuals, the graphical charts we want. You understand? This is where we pick up our preference. That is whether we want the line chart, the stack bar chart, or pie chart, or donut chart. Do we understand? So this is where we have access to them. So next, next we have filters. These filters is where we have access to. This is where we sort. So this is where we sort and filter, and so this is where we sort and filter our data. So this filters pane. So let us move on to the next view. The next view we have the table view. This is where we have a the table-like view of our data. That is, we view our data like it is in the spreadsheet. So this is the table view, and we also have the model view. This is where we create a relation we create a relation in our data, that is between the data between the tables. I would say between the tables we have this place, we call them tables, we call the data tables. So between the tables inherent in the data, we create a relation between them. So let us import our data. This DAX, yes, this is our data analysis expression. This we write queries, that is we run queries there. That is just like the Excel functions and the formula. This is where we do that here. And I said we have different types of calculation in Power BI. And okay, we'll treat that when we get there. So let us import our data. You come to the home tab, you come to the data group. Then today you want to do with an Excel file, an XLSX file, and that is Excel workbook. So you can just click on Excel, then you go to your download. I think if you download that data I had sent to you, so it should be in your download. But mine is not in the download. Mine is uh, yeah. Okay. So you click on it. It opens up a dialog box, a different dialog box. And in this dialog box, you're going to select the tables you want to work with, the data you want to work with. So now I want to work with table one, I want to work with continents, and I want to work with country. So you click on them. World population, let us see what is in world population. So world population is still the table. If you open the Excel file, you will see that the sheet name is named world population. And that table inherent in this sheet is also in a table. That is, I converted it to a table rather than having it in a normal spreadsheet like this. No, I converted it to what? To a table like form. So We are not working with this. We are working with what? Table one, continent and country. So here, let us come to this continent now, or let us come to country. You can see here, you don't know if the data is clean or not. We don't know if the data is clean or not. So to clean the data, we all know that the first step when you want to analyze your data is when you have gotten your data, you've downloaded your data, or you've exported your data from where you want to get it. The next step is to what? Is to clean. Data cleaning. So you clean your data. And you know, this data, initially it is clean in Microsoft Excel, but it is not clean yet. So that is, a clean data in a particular software might not be clean in another software. Did we all get it? So this, for example, if I clean this and I export this to maybe I want to use it in my Python script or so. So this would be a dirty data as well. So I have to what? I have to reclean it. So depending on the software, the data cleaning takes different shape. So now to clean our data, we click on what? Transform data, and this is going to open up another window for us. This is not a dialog box. This is called the Power Query Editor. So this is where we clean our data. We change the data type. We change we rename the column. We delete columns. We clean the errors and the likes. Okay. So can you all see the Power Query Editor? Can you all see the Power Query Editor?
No, sir. I can't see anything.
You can't. Okay. Let me share it. Let me share that. Okay, this is it. So you all can see the Power Query Editor now. So let us start with table one. Okay, let me just refresh all. Now, table one. In this table one, we have the population. But let us check the interface of the Power Query Editor. Here we have this place. This place is called the applied step. You know, there's nothing like Control Z here where you undo what you have done, the steps you have taken. So you can't undo that here. The only place you can undo that here is just to click on this place. You come to this applied step and what? You delete this step you have taken before. That is if you want to undo it. So yeah, I'm going to give a perfect example now. So we also have tabs here as well. We have tabs, we have groups, and we have commands. And in this place, you select the data. That is the tables we have. We have three tables. Three tables have been imported. So we have table one, we have continent, and we have country, right? So this is where you select the table and you work with them. So table one. Now in this we have population, right? You can see we have population, and automatically the header has been updated. In some case, let me check. Okay, we have the header updated here. Okay, in some case, for example, in some case, we might have the header in the first row. That is, the header is not identified as the header. It might be in the first row. So in that case, you have to click on what? Use first row. You can see the command there. Use first row as headers. Do you understand that? So you click on this, use first row as header, but we have that already. So this table tab, this table named table one, let us rename it to population. So to do that, you just double click on the table name, then population. Let us see population. Okay, population. Now the next step is to check the data type. Are the data type correct? No. Okay, these are numbers, so this is in numbers. This is correct. Code, the alphabet, correct. Continental rank 2, alphabet, correct. Numbers, correct. Let us rename this as well. Let us name this as continental rank or continent ID. Let us rename this to continent ID. Continent ID. You can see as that has been done, you can see the step has been added here. Do you understand? You can see renamed column. That step have been what added to this applied steps. So to delete this step, you can just click on this cancel icon. So let us do that. You can see that has been what? Undone. So let us redo that. So continent ID. Yeah. So now we have population. This is in numbers as well. The data type is correct. Okay. The data type here is correct as well. This is also correct. This yearly change, it is also correct. Density correct. Land area correct. Migrant correct. Fertility rate, okay, we have this in numbers, in decimals, that is correct. Median age, urban population, this is in alphabet and 1 to 3s. No, we want this in what? In percentage. So to change the data type, you click on the leftmost part of the header of that particular field or column. So let us click on it. You can see it brings the data type you can convert that particular field to. So we said we want to convert this to a percentage, and it is. So you just click on what? Percentage, and that has been converted to a percentage. Okay, word share, this ought to be in percentage as well. So let us convert this data type to percentage. So percentage, okay, that is okay. You would notice that there is, you can see this line, the line underneath this field, this urban population field, it is not green enough. That is, it means there is an error in this what? In this column. So let us do our data exploration. Let us explore the data. You can see we have error. And this error stands for what? That is, that data is not available. So that is why we have the error there. Okay. So this data is not available. That is why we have error. It is not available. That is why we have error. Okay. So let us just leave that. We can leave that. That is cool. We are okay with that. I'm still doing my data exploration. Okay, we are okay with that. Now we don't need this column, this no column. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This particular field is not needed in our analysis. We don't need that here. So to delete that, you right click on the field name, you can see, and you click on what? Remove. You click on what? Remove. See, that has been what? That has been removed. So let us do that for other columns as well. Let us, other tables rather. So let us explore the continent table. So the continent table, we have the ID. This, the data type is in number. That is correct. Continent, the data type is in what? Is in text. That is correct as well. So we have no issue with this continent table. The country table, we have no. Okay, we have the country code and we have country. Okay, let us explore that. Okay, the data type are correct. Yes, they are. And let us move to the downmost part of the table. Okay, this is also correct. This is correct as well. Now let us delete this no. We don't need this no as well. Remove. So we don't need this. Now, country code. We all know that this country code, they have to be what? They have to be unique. They have to be what? They have to be unique. That is, two countries cannot have the same country code. Nigeria, I made use of Nigeria and Niger. Normally, Nigeria ought to be NIG, right? But Niger also starts with what? NIG, and Niger in alphabetically starts comes before Nigeria, right? So that is why Niger is NIG, and Nigeria has to choose what? Another ISO code. So that is why we have what? NGN for Nigeria. So what I'm saying here is that every country in this table must have a unique code. They have to be what? They have to be unique. So in that sense, to there's something we call data validation. Yeah, we have to validate what our, okay, close. Now, do we all see the last step I took? Closing and applying the data. We saw that, right? The added tokens. You saw that? Sekinat, did you see that? Hello? Can you all hear me?
Yes, I guess they can hear you. I guess they can hear you.
Okay. Then let me continue then. So now our data has been loaded. You can see we have the continent, we have the country, and we have the population. Looking at the data pane, we have these three tables. The continent table, which consists of two fields, that is the continent and the continent ID. We also have the country. This consists of two fields as well, the country and the what, and the country code. And we have the population. This is the main table. So this is where we have what, the population 2021 to 2023. We have the migrants, the median age, the land area, the fertility rate, the urban population, the world share, and the yearly change of each country. So now let us come to the table view. Now in the table view, looking at the continent, you can see we have this data here, and this is correct. We can switch the table by going to the country table. Okay, no problem with this. You can see in this place we have the spreadsheet view of our table. We see the table in columns. We see them in columns and rows. But initially for Power BI, we just see the field. We are less concerned with we are we are concerned, but we're really not concerned with the rows. So we are more concerned with with the fields in Power BI. So to have access to the rows, you come to the table view and you see them. You also see the fields and the rows. Now the model view. I think I explained the model view yesterday. The model view is to create a relation between between the tables, so they can work hand in hand with each other. So they can so they can work hand in hand with with each other. So we have the main table here, and these are just like peripherals. This is the main table actually. These two other tables are called, you can call them the peripheral table or the periphery table. So they are just peripheral, that is, they are just side table. This is this is the main table. And you can see automatically a connection has been created. A connection has been created between the continent table and the population table. This is it. Let us go back to the table view. I know we are more used to seeing our data in columns and rows. You can see the continent table now. Let's come to the main table, which is the population. Now, you can see we have code, continent ID, but we don't have the country names. We don't have the continent names in this table. So how do we get these names? So these names, these countries and the continents, they are in what? They are in another table. So let us come to the country now, to the country table. We have the country code and we have the country. So now, for us to access this country, for us to know which row or which record, I said they are called record. Rows are called record because they contain information about an entity, just an entity, while field contain just one data type, that is just one information. Do we understand? So they are called records. So we want to know which record belongs to India. How do I know that? How do I know this second row is for India or is for Nigeria, or which row belongs to Nigeria? How do I get Nigeria's population here? So that is where we introduce modeling our data. So we create connection. We create connections between the tables. And how do we create the connection? You can see there's a relation between country and population. Who can tell me the relation? Country and population. Who can tell me the relation between country and population? Look at the fields. I said in Power BI, we deal more with we focus more on the columns or the fields. They are synonymous. We don't call it columns or field. In Excel, we call it the field, but when we are in a database management system, we call it fields. So let us get used to us calling it field. So now look at the field. What is the relation? Like, there is something identical between this population table and the country table. Who can tell me the relation between the fields? Anyone? Okay, now you can see the relation is the country code. You can see the country code here. We have the country code here. And in the population table, we also have the what? We also have this code. It might not be named country code, but we have it as what? As code. So that is the relation here. So with that, we join these two tables using what? Using this code, as in using the country code for the country and the what? Code for what? Population. So that is what we are going to do here. And Power BI has automatically what? Identify this connection that, oh, there is a connection here and that has been done. Do you all get it? Let me rearrange it and put this in the middle. This main table should be in the middle. Aha. So now, let me delete this connection and recreate it. Let us delete the relationship and recreate the relationship. That is loading. Now, to create the relation now, you know this is ID. Okay, we are dealing with country, right? Now, the country code is equal to what? Code, right? That is the relationship between the what? That is what is connecting this population and country. So to make that relationship visible in Power BI, we have to what? Drag one of the feed to what? To the other feed. That is, we can either drag country code to code, and the relationship with what would be created. Can you see the dialog box that has been brought out after doing that, after creating that relationship? Can you see that? I need an answer. Can you all see that? Okay, let me try.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know, I stated the different types of relationship we have in Power BI. We have one-to-one, not only in Power BI. We have different type of relationship between when joining data. We have one-to-one relationship. We have one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, and many-to-what? Many relationship. Now, with the example I made use of yesterday, this type of relationship is what? One-to-one relationship, because both feed are what? Are unique. That is one ISO code for what? For one country. That makes it what? That makes it unique. That is, it can't be duplicated. That is why during our data cleaning process in the Power Query editor, we have to what? Delete duplicate, because it has to be what? It has to be unique. So this type of relationship is what? One to what? One-to-one relationship. Yeah. So that has been done. Save. You can see the relationship has been created. Now for the continent, what can connect the continent and the population table? That is, I want to have access to the continent in which this record is in. How do I get access to that? So let us come to the continent table. You can see we have the continent ID and the continent here. You can see that is 1 for Asia, 2 for Africa, 3 for Europe. You remember how we created this feed in Excel? You all should remember. That is, if we use the if function, that is, if this country is in Asia, then 1. If it is in this, then 2. Then if it is in that, then if it is in Oceania, then we have what? We have 6. So moving on, we all should understand that the connection or the relationship between this continent table and the population table is what? Is the ID. You can see the continent ID and the what? The ID in this what? In this continent. That is the identity. And you can see this identity, they are unique. That means they can be unique there as well. So what type of relationship are we going to have here? Let's see. We should have one-to-many relationship. Now you can see one-to-many relationship. Why is it one-to-many relationship? That is, in the first relationship, in the first table, continent, this ID, they are unique. That makes it one. But they are unique in this table, but they are not unique in this what? In this table. That is, many countries can what? Can be in a continent. We have multiple countries in what? In a continent. But we only have one continent name, continental name. We can only have one Asia and not two Asias. We can only have one Africa and not two Africas. We can only have, yes, we have two Americas, but we have South America and North America. We can't have two North America and two South America. So Europe is Europe, Oceania is Oceania. Do we all get that? So that is why this is unique. And this is not unique here because many countries, we can have Nigeria, South Africa, Zambia, what again? Algeria, mention it all, Ghana, Togo, Niger, in what? In Africa. That makes it what? One to what? Many relationship. So that is the kind of relationship we are creating here. And let us see, if the relationship is not automatically identified, we can click on this drop down icon and redefine the relationship. Do you understand? But this has been perfectly defined. One to what? Many relationship. So let us save. So this relationship has been created. Therefore, we can what? We can interact. The interactivity between this table can come to play now. So let us go back to our report view. Am I still live? So let us go back to our report view. Yes. Now, let us create our first visualization. Our first visual. So let us come to continent. Let us have the continent name. There are two ways in which we can create a visual. Let me close this. It is either we click on this icon, this box, or we drag the feed to the canvas. You know, this is the canvas, right? So you can either drag, you can either drag or you select. You can either drag or what? Or you select. So let us have it here, continent. And I want, you can see automatically, when I clicked on continents, the visual that is being automatically picked for us by Power BI is what? Map. It is what? Map. And okay, that is fine. And this map will only work if you are connected to what? To a data server, to an internet. If you are not connected, this map won't work. So it is working because we are connected. So we have North America, you can see South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia. That's good. But we want to add this data as well. We want to see 2021 population, 2022 population, and 2023 population. So you can see this visual does not fit such fields. It can't explain the story we want to tell. You know, I said the story we want to tell determines the type of what chart we use. It determines the type of visualization we use. So this map would not explain that story for us. This is not going to explain the story well for us. So to do that, let us come to clustered column chart. Let us choose that. And let us drag this to the y-axis. The population should be in the what? They should be in the what? Y-axis, and in the x-axis we should have our continents. Okay, that is okay. You can see now we have the populations here. We have Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, South America, Oceania, and their population from 2021 to 2023. You can see this explains the data better than that of the table. You can see that there is a very, very big difference between Asia and other continents, ranging from 2021 to 2023. The difference is very clear. That is, Asia is the most populated continent in the world. Do we understand? Now, you can see I am able to work with these tables. That is, there's this interconnection between between these tables, the continent, population, and the country table. Why? That is because this has been connected in our model. It has been modeled in our model view of the tables. Now let me delete this. You can see, let me delete this relationship. Delete. Now you can see that has been deleted. Automatically the data is going to be updated. Let us go back to our report view. You can see the relationship is not what is not clear. Do we understand now? The relationship, the relationship here is not what is not clear. You can see we all have the all continents are what are 8 billion. That is, we have, if Africa population has 8 billion, Asia 8 billion, Europe 8 billion. Not so that is not clear. So that relationship is not what is not defined. So we have to redefine what the relationship. So let's come back to our model view. Then continent, the continent ID, we can drag it to this ID here. Okay, save. Now you can see the visualization as what the chart has changed. The chart has what the chart has changed, and this is exactly what we want. Now let us create another visualization. Let us say we want to see let us explore population. Now I want to see the continents, or let me say I want to see top countries. Yeah, or let us have the population first. 2021, 2022, 2023. I want to see them in cards. I want to see them in numbers. So let us have population 2021. So there's a particular visual we can use for that. We can use this card. You can see the card visual 8 billion. Wow. So in 2021 we have 8 billion. The number, this has been what has been approximated. So we can edit this, we can filter this by coming to this filters tab in the visualization pane, the format your visual tab. You click on it. Okay, you click on call out value. Display unit, you can change it to millions. You can see this is being displayed in what in millions. Perfect. But do we want it in millions? I still want it in billions, but I want to see the next two numbers, that is 7 point something. So we can come to okay, value decimal number, value decimal places, you can input 2. Now you can see it is exactly not 8 billion, it is 7.82 billion. Yes, perfect. This is what we want, and this is for what 2021. So we can change the title to 2021. So let us change the title here, or the label. We are using the label. So let us change the label here. Okay, let us remove the label and give it a title. You on this, and the title should be 2021. Okay, let this be here. Okay. Okay, that's been done. Let us reduce this number. This is too big. Aha. This should be 39. It's okay. So let us reshape. We should reshape this. Okay, now that's been done. We can duplicate this card by using your Ctrl C and V. So I can change this as well to population 2022. You can see. And let us change the title as well. So this 2023. And let's change the title as well. Aha. Now we have the population here in cars. That is 2021 is 7.82 billion. 7.97, 2022 is 7.97 billion. That is the world population. And 2023 we have about 8 billion. You can see the increase. There is an increase from 2021 to 2023. Now, let me show you one magic now. If I click on Africa, you can see I have drilled down the visual, and this card is going to change as well because there's a connection between these visuals. Do we understand? So here we can say in Africa, the population in Africa is what 1.29 billion, while in 2021, while in 2022 we have 1.42, in 2023 we have what 1.45. That means there was a sharp increase from 2021 to 2022, but the increase from 2022 to 2023 was not that sharp. Do you understand? Albeit there was an increase, but it was not as much as that of 2021 to what 2022. Okay, so that is that. Let us go to Europe. Let us click on Europe. You can see Europe is less than a billion. That is 750 million was their population in 2021. 2022 was 74, 740,